In eine bitte kalten na steht ein familiar Haus in Flammen. Ein Mann wird getötet, seine Frau entfällt. Eine Zeugin geht die Schuld an dem Brand einem Kerosinofen. Die Ermittler vermuten Brandstiftern. Unserem die forensische Wissenschaft klären, ob es ein Unfall oder kaltblutiger Mord war. The Sweater in Jackson, Georgia is the meiste Zeit of this volume. The Rimianos 5000 Dialect Design Kertein Bach mit Temperaturen unter dem Gefrierpunkt. Obstambauer benutzen Cruisen Orphan an ihre Ohren Sudeten. Jim und Jean Long verwendet in Orphan in der Wächten ihres Hauses, damit die Rollatung in den Stand frieren. Der etwas skit komplett schief. As dit Vicum steht das Haus in Flammen. Jean Long ist in Brandon kommen. Ihr Irman Jin ist eingeschlossen. My father-in-law came to the door to wake my speaker. Father comes to house to your Aunt Victor once. Is after his friend in house than his father's. He said there's a fire exist in house and it's bad. And it was in Hengold as for Zankin in Flum. And Shakir in the minute. Four of the lot of the zooming in gang in this house up. Does Skip Kinnan in Westeroff. Does Jim Long and Communist. I thought it was my father that I saw, but did not mine. No. Him Ustans is on the him Zambomvet as she then. Azog shine shield lus mitavan of filthy lice that's dom. I hear this. Almost like this resistors too, as global man is this cuisine. It was the schlumbria in the almost emery of our master. Jean Venden Stengens, the Brostvo Kleider or Schrammen on the upshoffing in Bond, Win. And no wonder is Haniren Kim. The Zaburita din a Midland, does Yaman Fazota din often meet Kurazin subform on Estanso Ana Exposiango Communist. He was covered air brante on the Zifazuka the Fay with in nuts of Hyla, nearby singing Iranichu of Frog. Jim Behetis said the Panish and Pastua, a new thee to Ami. It is where son this prandis, Trin diamitla din Kazing. Dakanafo she unbashidi foi vatcha tu. Das wish lech G says the shooter. Emitta back over Bigla Tsunim, Distipizits in the Trangimaslash in Thasvidistidist. If it appears to this list, it's Schumups that run to the Xmucka Strake on Dions, but it cups, it a brand new city, Salsa City, even to New Sikilin City, I Sulete E. House Aspley Histas Mayfi, Lacus in Hitzers Compusis on yours, I Zini. Min affairs, Bent Upfei, Seigen, in Dana Field self on Fanon a Tupusha, Haltuan and Swar, the react to undam I should smell on Suzanne Crimp. And so Fansent and Band Opfa in an Agdusut form, Agnes Sarah Ringelbrayli. Suzette finished Finit over Bay Brant Musta on Das Apfeher home, Dizzy Dos Gent Sishrinen and Steel. On to give us an umpsteen, less sister's offspring in his Brant Pishlonius, or Narkinine of Animum, Boden akin, the scamp the later of unvaccinated Boden is a skip give us shine the power sind the Pishonius off name that was under a branch for Haldenseim by Kunststoff Boden only hin, skipped of by Batang Burden at the Mugly Cantus start with a Brant Baranek and Oscaparta was on the Soet Tempora turnaround and there Batuner a plist. In Suffin is this mistrial message of a Hofukler Fildus Mandus offspring from Brunt Pushlena King in Nakanana Kankin. But to him, does Suryato obey does James Long of the boarding Iliata, wanga doet ben seen Odin under a brunfish on Uben oskudidet wetnest, art Albrian. It went off Sicily schwindet seen ein. I've brand of fear comments on out of sea in the race made it seen. Thus might buyers exi leaked or of presence of an aspect. By the optitune and a spandoff as artisans to reach up sie ozer felletsum fin denisten hinklanks and meta brand iron roken. By the Enron visit to one vidden for a nameless of Arten Opsich in a loft tour in Brunchild's team, whose particular fin hen denishkishin does the Uniqlo after that I mean brand com is on the sky scrithrin margin with wooden cupboard up, whose particular fish looked foreign and zen, plus impasa fish pressing wura disti peasant from sight bluntus plantus tighter. On Tasdaz Day she found it direct with it, so then went out of the sea found Jim Long for detectives. And then Long in the spound of verse, Finisish found of this he vanish muths rose on raw. Mr. Long had a nice tomac chutney caldine in blue to Jean at Baslon there in Toat. Do you know for gifts to Agate and Chanto? A hedgero and agin a shellmasons a head of fell as a maggot. Head of an ish to feel a saying to that a reet in a schmel a kelm. Shetland to span at the soon phone rent upside. Elos hung ends of Fankman who took a shavai the Klong was Patrika. He, finding the found after his onzumed, was sounding vers to them some hong in his pazontin, pazonun, con huth in a schwill and monchal sing fin, final scale was waiting torn, est disciplines one, niece 20 satin in nantu clamalins of Hamajum and Sheraba. Hitorine des and Endicatus or Rinzusha and Tapernugafa am Misitation Temishi. And it loves an amshas in fact. We krifrat nen nigh fleeg into his contide Ikiston in English locking shaden. Thus is an investor of this is to an inch to findy view and for comicomist who's tramishdekum for you to some hang too far. Their toot is answered to hitza and welcome on an unshackle of them cop find it treated. The sized Jim longest a modded worm. Michael Overby beated Jean Long off to clear on was in the Arctis 4 years Perseus. Jean's act annoyed us. A man habili often with kerosene befood at air explodites. You said the Cizatner incendiaries in a wall. Why? Incendig is neist a befood is nigh. With midvest. Kerosene. Midvasham canister. Anno Rotten. Dr. Rotten canister is outside of the explicit blah blah. The common of Thorson, Kina Anno. Not before beschäftigt Overbay, the Oscar tractor halt on this office. So dim themes like under Jim's like a mirror's brewdosen. There was one under Kana Yaganda Sam Kop, Kana Valon Sam Rich Bana on the Sam Licken back. And the session is on the bar. That appeared as a thing I do not swear on, issuing his car plus by and fire to be sure to accelerate the damage of the body in a fire. You must often food poison and end influms for this dish. This is a call for D here weave the brand dish Lonica Master Cat. It's hundreds of this plant eaten for us or if this a macaroni. If this el of patan was this is a lesson. Where this Lonica Oscar shot it with listen to was as a minor on.
You know what I mean?
Jean had hoped that the fois livest him one house penasic the soam. Dr. Yamita finding the house to up to Tarzan for. Does dream the journal for a regotat Zindi Amita as bevised after, does he his niece Ali had the year and months written. Her husband is on a re-end for Brenton the go. Z shafted Nefaraso Gogoso Gonepsot if you up at a chart you arden. To me, that's very Sherbin. For me, that's very important. You think that your lobos in the Sherlam and Coving in this up? He saggin and gets see batness nist. Mike Overbay bit a Jean and a Luden detector test Samarin. She was enfertive. She was as he vote against the Ritka front of the Arun Riv E was she of the front as it, or she fi with the if order in refudors the with the arrange in form of the Iranian river format. Priya daughter in the rest, or she was the Schubers in a thought Elgis, or is the eldest elder Friedzed in Kansas but in Vermont in verbrieft. To reach the end the strim Zanafro fell asleep. Mike Overbay fumbled. Does this in a nut disclorus to Anna disclose to Ani by Anna Scheidung the communist, D in Anna a sonata that song ended. It's our theories. The theory is does this to Anna and endes that songs was met the long and Zanafro the communist is why the sumbled does era up show from when I'm king Alpine shadow poster here Sheng came from. Him possibly slapping her is Lopezia him in the head and him the summed up the Kopf the Schreik of result or striking him in the head with sun, hard, object. Overbeland is Jean Eben men in panic had been seen überschüttet als ascended. Wombi was an incident canistemme aus der Werkstatt. I felt like flying yet. I felt like I was going to Hastor Hallis stack and next door and add no ingenuities and fizanet ordoskishussum. This day Chekos to the Antiguen Irisman the Scroogian Lum the Branch this Dum and the Smorks and Gekaunt. Shall Sam shouts of Shinesh to the jet of six was as August for he seashus was his gear. You the Sergi annoyed us the vaccine and Ulan meant who the Jasafi in the Usher Brider Givus. Jean longs familiar anguish ut unwetter, waits crumbly, out Barbara Moon. Directs on Dighton Thrift Jean McGuffains. Shizzy Mang McGuffin Fu, the speed millennium sitet in Lally. East Eames in the Frikish, if it hoter, Zlang Finetis. At over those for the step Jean's caution to body the skid who we got soon. Jinsquin Liebachita after the Amma Jim Gluckritha, Jim Stockas and Fleeland Travini Paches. Way stabs a seed, Athat, Etakisha, Savoyzai. Our Gadris Vena Jin Trot Sanza Jean. The strines is to buy, the uneantism. And financiers motivist unversal date. Then Jim Sleems for the Huron belofts her vinegar as $50,000. Free unclogged is the Philly of Sanduri Upperslossen. O theory was, her theorica the dearly does Jean Democras Gaze in Los Angeles. See, the Bagos in, Sunday in An, or contestati hidden, this is an antecedent, an accident. Lisa Tadiga bitten John Lentini and Aneshana and accountant Branda Mitla, unsigned Ansensum. With respect to the quality of the fireman, allem respect for the renta mitlang of the des were the finst of the Schenkazanthan, the Athen man of leave ready lega shorst and brand to miklangis and asker the cordons. Oder the vap. The Amakla Forat for Muten this and Brandspishonian Ausquishudish Union on the Swedish Union. Lentini and Drekti doctors in a Baxter Trapstoff canister for the Swagger Great Lagan. In the Shen name shopping gappers fat so go on Tonguesmith at City Lane on at Welshmit Popan and Onkt as gapper help 'em at Flossigan branched off liquid fuels. Head chainsaw they are had to do kitten's egg. Yedaming a papia cleed and feel a branched off. Then dia malhukin gained wrist ashore just really went out. On Lentini but's 5:30 anamda politsai. Doesn't need to lie here Brant Bushloader a Fleckensins. But a Norman hit signs for us. It's an Azaki Bushi Monday mucklish. Once you venture against a humble tilish, this command feel a flecking the light fail and petit van can up until us passage stage. Each opposition for the English for was art don't rob zishglish. The Marty Mitna Finn deposits the near from Jim's like a fetishish. We thap Nangton vermutet den von Anfang Sophia of Demoknak with seinen Jubuden Kopf ausgestrickt Norm and seinen Deraden Binary, das in der jemand kat Turtatas there. Dort Jean het immer behauptet, dass ihr Brennenderman Wildhorn Gitarrist. Is this mogelijk das Jim den Schädelbur and einem Nash den den Metalltist zuget don't not on dabei bewusstlos gone on this? Icon is canon zang does and shuck on the cuff setting a give me a death and book for us arty. They are the vastin shuck for us arty can he need zang. Or a pair of an Italian bank of fans encounter, yeah, can design the keras, cow. Lentini glaft is the untleiling wrist is to fortly list, us they cans in off the shorties. Basically what you mund fu titas goo is unani and to match to find you, and you've been ended in the way guideline in there. Word happened way to have us spacia to fire down on there asu generate then fear that I was hing risk big desafeated scrullis absence epicators catching finally amana ze hin say zum ausgu gevithus to say fairly efficiently it's predator. Dunford Lentini Metanum gas chromatographin and Louisa de Rick Stenderdais. Uverration advisor scented aid benzene on Miss Kerosene. Gasoline or a benzene in them is in a want a kerosene sent by the stripes of a kerosene can men so much by flucosone. To pinhead commons in a kerosene and a tin aught front these are in tension more on Benson in an autos Benson motor on for front yard. By the Unterscheitenses in Ira this was a tate in Iran and Sudensarn. Wherein bensu by relative nitron temperature and inflammator is this by kerosene nitroflutter backmentor in temperature on. Where is the octopus device? Where is this kerosene of the flamencon room yet? In Sundays is this vinegar benzene of fort. Difference on the sheet in the samba kate von kerosene on benzene is the norm. A cabinet print santunga, but in kerosene orphan fizzin like a benzene befelt fort in this and a mine goes fires. Jean be hoped that she hadn't in often drowsy and benotes dog the earth Sparta ranger hoods. Feco muffin freako benzene and spreading on the feds transix tongue and dwan meat. That's Jim that's been seen and in often shuvet. Comes as to there from Jean Biskiv on exclusive on. The residue of gas the lucht end of the benzines in them dike top zinta fusi kendish of a vice that's Mrs. Long skishish dishten that past tizen why biesen by gentizen and falschem. She couldn't have fate that pa. This kenshim by benzine is they falti forni effedamphem bakalige temperaturen. Es has been einzeln von benzu and zors mahartswarthim for their whatever agavis of en see me or bin by an planets presine foot. The brand of cast of Frovavich edge beheaded Kierzy, what shall I? The nearby Enforia, Kennerolage built up. Viundas processors from Jean Long check the unplugged English woman and a video of check no foundin for her. Darren with the spritzer, the underclocked on. Don't feel like often boarding. What a sister stuff was my atsin of Miss Jen. If there are no words to songs who fastener of her med center or Mrs. Ederson neck, the student's neck. Does Matto Femischkensen? No, my Matto specht. Me selbst and Femischinges again. Die Vertanigebenes viders Vasche Video, Ometris Unders Susanne. Overbay for when did understand the technique the police time. Asenis Forba ended felested in Rome, the off-site non-loved it or writer. In this is to its own, Zagan Fedestigo often it was belastrandis. Indis Imfan is to Sidor Andis. Oh God help me if me's into a clarin. Who eyes the Shapasni Katan? What? Major Overbay was Major Overbay for Zutid, then it's the king in. I think he was a stinker. I had to go off as it was that was at the lusted. It was at the was he that the was at the jacket the was at the was at Istu Enercrea. Favid and corpse or fares. The defogger is then infernal phased. Jim Long had then kerosene arm. For Z lit pit pentium vault. Defogger is the explosion. Jeans des und Hectors des Forges aus Zuslan. It's die Link. It's a hell of a hole. Urban France like Jim it's Kopf King the Vagabond sits in the shade of the rock on the stage. The fatigue on the Kenya Clearing of the wrong gene did 2 hour lips in Indianapolis last night, where Shiloh's Lanza Bahrain gave 1 hand, so whiz is Imamart. The only crosses Shusi Akin Batadigun in Upsanatim. Shikara cross is Siva of 5th the fight, defarned vartne vispers ubasiadest and Terrafel UMD Texelect and Hema Dikachange test. Bivert 9. Dikisholen a found needs Egapisis Lundiego tests. Losing the test is and also lesses and this is super lesses, punk bottom 1. James from Million and go to Hulu. Does meta comment to the zebra and flustob. Sheep. Zebra is this. Off the put. Dragged up more or less the name the pain in the AM can't knows for streambordens into them it's a rose bite. And Alice ambition Besser a target can't again everything. Now a target by vice off name. Thou argus a stick a shovel in the grivestone. Before the old time for Kunun. Zebafin Jean Long in iron unplagued aponton. Finish Trudish. This case never should have been brought. These are possessive than these that fintened of. The Zajar by an expert, no in zone. An expert. My training is in, it's been built in, for blession sake in on, card out and a loser, on to reconstruction and reconstruction. Beside his Mike Overbay met him out on John Lentini's Lusfarm in Niskaipersharm. I believe 100% her Hasses% of your stay husband, says the sea long in Tutterband, that she killed her of Harsman. I believe that she sarnas this to warring harm. The Onans or enchanted decided what they decided and had that he decided decided what they decided. Nathan Frey broke the Les Jean Long, Georgia, on Frijuth leave Nori 2000. She still grievy traveled Norima. She is dates in the laganist nod and protesting consummasi. Ye abided a full off. Worked through her emotions. The UBS found Jim on Jean Long's house on Valchest in Norima. She isn't en man Maldaffer, does for mantle service who shaft should Ubefurun and unschuldig bishops and can. Park keep each voted us under and family in Ghana, Spawn. And under a lot is all nice Toshmaan was we Arlen. Was we have been noting in on the arrest of the Steamby advisor does this work like and a branch left on that on the Hatton Vati nation dinner. Wasn't a case of this walk on a vibration inviting the fushent his own angle clack tower. There was Gappa information. As wine unfer. In the Infinitive Jahren Zukti Polizei Yuba Alam, California, Nar Anaman, the in Einanat and Assyria von Fermenten begins. Yuba 1000 Hinvis of wherein Yuba proved, the Let's English owner folk. First Finfiat sent to Spainter, and turn computer technology untantrift Analusa, the alter Weisheit, Desmenswar Flushing, Nisha Benisht Emor for second can. Mile and mile of sand warmed by the sun. Beach beauties everywhere. And in Infinity Yarn is to slay Norcornbush waits. This Paris eyes for house wine? Who? A sister scald herself in at herself then Smazilian, Teddy unshort to Thaitafel. Elisen and Kunsterin Thalago of Sorian. Vetus Arthenis Anzias and Mackelsorn Mises Bawthorn. Atenobian in Nistliast Tentu. Backseat of Karzi, Vladamastas Agamutas, Wiuis and Uedis de Choset Fan Mitch and Chukrujum of Oishasorn. Be without any interruptions. On Skinarda Sisters was Bop the Woe on Twan Twentis Minors and on the Zemia Funk Jihmams. Mijana for Apridan on Danamundaram Par, held Elthenum upkilling in parklets in the name van El Zeelindo. The gangsters Lubus Lane becount. The windows were stained